Good morning from Florida. My little Yorkie poo Poppy is taking his morning nap. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. Pretty hot out there, but the flowers are in bloom, and it rains every other day, and it's in the 80s. No complaints. So, did a glaze firing yesterday. Thought I'd share the results. This salsa server was dipped in Shino from the bottom up, and then dipped in Shino just on the rim. And then I filled the inside with frosted turquoise, and then held it from the bottom and dipped the rim handle in frosted turquoise. So the inside is pure frosted turquoise with some of the Shino dripping down, and the outside is frosted turquoise over Shino. Now the Shino I get from Carla's Clay in Sarasota, Florida. The frosted turquoise is a Laguna glaze, and this is how it comes out on speckled brown stoneware. I think that the winter tourists are going to love the turquoise because it's very much like the ocean here. Now, this is my sippy cup and cereal bowl combination. They're just £1 each, and they're a cute little cup and bowl. And the purpose is for when Grandma is here in the winter and they have a toddler back up north who's having a birthday, they could buy them their first sippy cup and cereal bowl. These were made out of the little loafer's clay, and so that's the kind of result you get with turquoise, frosted turquoise from Laguna on little loafers. I also did some frosted turquoise over Shino. It's okay, but it's dull. I mean, I like it. And then some cream on the rim. So I think the cream pulled the frosted turquoise and kind of blended it down into the Shino. Whereas if you just have a little cream, no Shino, on the frosted turquoise, I love that little drip along the edge. So my lesson learned here is you can put a little cream on frosted turquoise, but you don't need the Shino, or you can use the frosted turquoise with Shino, but the combination of all three is too much. Did a lot of work with spring green, and I don't know if this camera will catch the little bit of differences, but it looks much more yellow under this light. But this is a bank. Copied the idea generally from Doug Fitch. And the piece was first painted with spring green. That would be the little turtles on the log. Then I waxed the turtles, and I dipped the top in spring green, but then added a little cream and a little turquoise. The subtlety is hard to see in the camera, I can tell. But there is a subtle difference. The turtles are quite a bright spring green, whereas the spring green coming down into the Shino is a little bit muted. It pulls. It's really quite pretty. So what I've learned from this piece is Shino spring green with some cream is a good combination. And I did the same thing with these bowls. The outside of this bowl is Shino, spring green, and a little bit of cream around the rim. The cream actually made the spring green look a little darker. Now in this bowl, the inside of the bowl is pure spring green. Very bright, luscious green. Whereas in this bowl, I put the entire bowl in Shino, waxed the bottom about 1.5 inches, and then dumped the entire bowl in spring green. And it's a much more muted, light, pretty spring green. They're both nice, but they're just subtly different. That shows it. I'm also learning by experimenting on my toad houses that spring green over Shino is a lovely, like I just showed you, lovely light green. But when you put cream on it, now this is the cream that dripped off the mushrooms. It actually made it darker, and you can see there's almost a light blue sort of stripe in there. So on this toad house, I dipped the toad house itself up to the mushrooms in Shino. Then I dipped from the top of the mushrooms down to here in spring green. Took a sponge and wiped off the spring green. Dipped just the mushroom caps in cream, and it dripped down and made all these luscious lines. So toad houses are how I experiment, because who cares what they come out looking like? The funkier the better. So I got a lot of interesting glaze tests out of this. And you can see how the pure cream is a little bit more matte satin, and it kind of breaks to this gold, which I like very much. It's nice. Very drippy, but nice. Okay, so I learned a lot about spring green. I learned that I really like it over Shino, and I had done that to these 3 vases too. They were completely dipped in Shino, and then I dipped them from the top down to about there in spring green. And this is what I got. Nice breaking on the edges, a good color. I really like that combination a lot. I'm going to use it. Oops. I don't know how to edit videos, so I'm going to have to get to that later. Now, this is the first time I've ever used frosted cherry, and this is on little loafers. It's another little sippy cup and cereal bowl set. Matte, very pretty for pink. Breaks to a real cherry color. It's not red. It's like a cherry red. Very pretty. Again, I think that'll be popular with Grandma and Grandpa. And then this was a surprise. I dipped the entire vase in frosted cherry. Frosted cherry is a standard ceramic supply glaze. And then I put cream a little bit further than I probably should have, down a good half of the way. And I got this really nice color with that sort of matte pink and red line along the bottom. Really happy with that combination. It's just a little vase I whipped up to warm up with, and I thought, well, I'll just experiment, and there it is. It's almost got a purpley, breaking to off-white look to it. See if the window light does it any better. Okay, that was pretty cool. Ooh, the inside is nice. Ooh, that'd make a nice bowl. Anyway, that was a little offbeat test. I'm glad I did it because I like the results. Especially with my clientele in Florida. They like the light, bright colors because they are in a touristy seashore community. I tried Shino over frosted cherry, and I don't like it at all. It's pretty boring. I mean, it's fine for a toad house, but And that's a couple of coats of Shino on the top there. Isn't that lovely? Shino really breaks to some beautiful brown, golden, beigey tones. Oh, a little bit like bamboo. Okay, so that's my kiln opening for today. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. It was a lot of fun. I've got some good ideas now how I'm going to use my spring green, which is Laguna, my frosted turquoise, which is standard ceramic supply, my frosted cherry, which is standard ceramic supply, and of course my die-hard Shino that I get from Carla's Clay in Sarasota, Florida. Thanks for watching.